Hi guys, Alec, Peirce at the ranch with a great idea for you chicken farmers. I'm no chicken farmer. I'm not a farmer at all. But we do have chickens, and we think they're fantastic. They make an egg every day. Now the feeding is an issue. That's what I want to deal with this time. We've tried several different feeders. There's trough feeders, which are the worst. Chickens climb up on top of them, and they poop in them and make a mess and throw the food out. Terrible. So then we have the feeder is round like this with a tray around the outside. You've seen them. And you put the food in the top, and the food comes out the bottom, and the chickens eat it away. But with those, they don't poop in them so much, but they do waste a great deal. It still gets a bit of dirt in there, but they waste so much because the chickens are not very neat eaters, and so they seem to peck away and they throw food all over. So you end up with, every time she feeds the feeder, there's a cup and a half or 2 cups of feed laying in the dirty bottom of the coop that the chickens threw away. So we talked about it and thought about it for a while, and we came up with this idea for a cheap, easy to make feeder for your chickens. And we have 10 chickens. You could have a lot more than 10 chickens with this particular feeder. It holds a lot, and it keeps the dirt out. The feed never gets dirty, and they can't waste it. They can't waste it. And the reason they can't waste it, well, I'll tell you that in just a minute. So what do? Well, first thing you do is you find a plastic box. Like this. This is just a plastic box that you'd pick up at Home Depot or somewhere in Harbor Freight, Canadian Tire, wherever you happen to live. It's just a plastic storage box with a lid, preferably with a lid, because you want to put the lid on to keep the feed in there safer. If it has little locks on the top, great. Whatever. Plastic box. That's all there is to it. It's nice to have it's clear plastic, only because then you can see how much feed is in it. But that isn't critical. All right. After a while, you'll know when you need to add more every week or 5 or 6 days, whatever. You get a plastic box, just that easy. Now, what you do is you drill holes in it. Yeah, and you drill big holes. So you need a hole saw like this, one of these, and you drill in the side of the chicken feeder like that. Drill a hole in there. And this particular one is 3 inches. So you take a 3-inch. There's the 3-inch piece of plastic I drilled out. So you take the 3-inch piece of plastic here. So we end up with a hole that looks like this, and actually 2 holes on this side. And I put 2 holes on this side as well. You can add holes on the end. You can have as many holes as you want. Now, you don't need a hole for every chicken, because every chicken doesn't feed at the same time. They don't all get together and have supper, and then they all go and do something. No. They feed individually throughout the day. So one chicken will feed for 15, 20 minutes, and he'll bugger off for a few hours. And the next one comes in. So you don't need to have a hole for every chicken, which is good because there'd be a lot of holes. We have 2 holes for our 10 chickens. And they've been doing just fine with that. We just decided to add 2 more holes, just to make it a bit easier, so that more than 2 chickens at a time can get in. All right, so you drill your hole first of all. Now, after you drill the hole, you'll find out that the hole won't be big enough. That's fine. That's what you want. You don't want to make the hole too big. You want to make the hole just big enough that you can get your 4-inch, this is a piece of sewer pipe, 4-inch sewer pipe fitting in. Now, this particular fitting is a 45 degree angle, not 90, 45, right? 45. First of all, that's easy. Secondly, it has to be, these are called elbows. When you use plumbing material, this is called an elbow, okay? But this is more than that. This is called a street elbow. The technical term is a street elbow. I have no idea why they call it a street elbow. I do know the difference. An elbow has a female fitting, a fitting like this on the outside, so a piece of pipe goes into it. And on both ends, so there's a female fitting here, a piece of pipe goes into it. So you can join 2 pieces of pipe at 45 degrees. That's an elbow. This is not an elbow, this is a street elbow. Yeah. Difference? Well, this has a female fitting for your 4-inch pipe, and the other end is small. It's not a female, it's a male. So that male end will actually fit into another elbow. See that? So let me just quickly show you again. This is a street elbow. It has a female fitting on one end and a male fitting on the other. So that this male fitting will fit into the female fitting of another elbow. So you can make, and the reason for that is you can make these elbows any shape you want. But anyway, go to your local plumbing store and tell the guy you need 2 or 4, whatever you need, 3 or 4, 4-inch street elbows. You're 4-inch right there. Yeah, 4-inch. Street elbows, okay? 45 degrees. All right, simple. You got your hole drill. Now what you do is you take the hole saw off your drill and you put on a flap sander. You all know what a flap sander is, I'm sure. It's a device that has a bunch of sandpaper, flaps on it. Hence flap sander. And you put the flap sander, and you put the flap sander into the hole, and you drill around like that, clean around until the elbow will fit through. So eventually, be careful, you don't want it too big. Eventually, when you get in there, you'll be able to put the street out. There it goes, it fits in there now. So this one's been done. So what do you do now? Well, the rest is easy. You put your street elbow from the inside out. Like so. Nice tight fit. You don't really need to glue these. You could glue them, but you don't really need to glue them. They're a good snug fit. There's not going to be any strain on these. So put your street elbows in like this, okay? I got 3 ready. The 4th one isn't drilled out yet. So now you end up with a device that looks like this. See? There will be 4 in here eventually, but right now there's just 3. Just that simple. Okay? Now look on the side. You see? What happens is the chicken comes over. He wants some food. He's hungry. He sticks his head, and they learn very, very quickly where the food is. Trust me on that. Oh, yeah. So he sticks his head in, down. Can I get my finger? Can you see my finger? He sticks his head in, down, and gets some feed in. You see how easy? There's another chicken over here feeding beside. Another one here, and pretty soon another one here. So there's 4 chickens can now feed. So you can dump your feed in. You can see how much feed's in there, right? Put the lid on, go home. Now we put this up on a block to keep it up off the ground. Makes it easier for the chickens too, so you can reach in. And you'll be amazed how quickly they will learn to reach in there quickly and get their feed. No dirt. They can't waste it. They can't grab a mouthful and kick it out. They can't use their feet, their claws, whatever, to scratch around. They just reach in, feed, and leave. Like a cafeteria. Just about that simple. Put the lid on, fill it with food, and there you go. Cheap. I don't think the street elbows were, what were they, here, $4 a piece, $10, and the box cost is $10, and like that, so $20, and you got a perfect chicken feeder. No waste, no dirt. Fantastic. There you go. If you got chickens, might be a worthwhile idea. Anyway, I got to finish this up and get it out to the chickens so they lay eggs for tomorrow's breakfast. See you soon, guys. Alec, Peirce at the ranch. See ya.